Welcome to my loyal viewers. I need to shoot this part of the video because, quite frankly, this is a disclaimer. The video that you're about to watch was shot in late November, actually like November 22nd, 2023. Before I had proper knowledge of what I was futzing with. So a lot of the information that you're actually going to see in this video is wrong. And during the video I make notations where it is wrong. I highly suggest watching it because the reality of it is the information that I am relaying in the video was information that I got secondhand. Now that I have been using the liquid oxygen tank for every bit of 2 months, I've come to the conclusion that all the shit you see on the internet is a lie. Or based on, I don't know what, but it's definitely not the experiences that I have had. So, basically, watch this video, read all the little notations that say that I'm wrong, and take it for what it's worth. The following video, part 2 of using liquid oxygen in my home shop, my home glass blowing shop, is much more informative, much more proper information. Long story short, I don't take a shit without researching it. I took a shit, didn't research it, and this is the shit video that you get to enjoy. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Well, welcome back to Uncle Fuzzy's Glass Blowing Studio. So what's going on? Well, if you notice here in the video, there's a new workstation. Well, my buddy came from California. The person that taught me how to blow glass is here in Pennsylvania for a couple months, and he needed some place to work. And I said, hey, dude, payback, favor payback is, I have a relatively decent sized shop. And granted, I do work by myself, but I get a decent sized shop, and you're more than welcome to work here until you either get sick of me or you can find a much better space to work at. So, what do we got going on? Let's do a quick tour of what we did, or what I did, or what we have going on here. And then the grand finale is going to be the hissing dragon that's sitting out front here. George runs a Mirage, a GTT Mirage. And George's Mirage has got a couple million hours on it. Now this is his vent fan, which we're going to, I think we're going to do some work with some ducting to either move the fan outdoors, or we're going to put a hard duct. I want to put a hard duct on this thing to help with the ventilation for him. He's really worried about ventilation. Me, I'm still box fan Willie over here. But the Mirage uses a lot more oxygen, blows a lot more heat. He brought his kiln, obviously, and where my, that's a dedicated 20 amp outlet there, which was already existing, so it was pretty easy to hook that up. Now, the interesting thing is you'll see my, my kind of ghetto hoses here. And this janky little setup. So I am no longer using my oxygen generator because I don't need to. Because we have this hissing monster out here. Hopefully that won't go anywhere. I don't think it's going to. And you'll hear it's venting. It's actually supposed to vent. The tank, I think, is overfilled. George agrees that the tank is probably overfilled, which is normal for liquid tanks. Apparently, there's 2 ways to fill those tanks. It's called a saturation fill, and there's a weight fill. Most likely what they did was saturation fill it, which basically means is they open one valve crank it all the way, and they just pour oxygen into it till it pours out, and then it is what it is. The theory behind that is you get those things are venting constantly anyway. This one may have frozen. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter anyway because the head pressure is too high. So there's a valve, there's a gauge on. There's a whole series of valves on that thing, and there's a gauge on it that basically says what the pressure inside the tank is. Once it exceeds 200 and plus psi, it has to vent. So it's just venting. There's two ways for that thing to vent, and I'm going to put a little snippet of video in there what happens when it vents the other way, which is also totally normal for it to do, which is that hissing thing pops and it just dumps a shit ton of gas out all at once, and it's really loud. It's like an open air. It's like a 200 psi pop-off valve, and it's pretty loud. So my preference is the low hiss. So what we ended up doing was just use George's regulator. We bought some new hoses for him. We bought a 50-foot set of hoses at Harbor Freight, which I don't recommend. In one of my other videos, I don't recommend buying Harbor Freight hoses, but the truth of the matter is these only need to last about 6 months, so it wasn't worth spending the extra $200 on good hoses that we were going to cut up anyway. George uses barbs, and the oxygen is relatively low pressure, so I just used the it's 50 psi. He runs at 50 psi. I never ran it that high, but he runs that high, so I just took a little of his. I just put that T in, and I'm bleeding oxygen off to my torches. The other thing that I did was I installed ball valves in my torch assembly that goes to the hose assembly that goes to the Carlisle. I was going to do that anyway, but I decided that this was the perfect opportunity to install the ball valves. And it is what it is. So the other giggle, and this is a classic Uncle Fezzy / Mr. Mike hoarder. You all love to wallow in my misery. It cost me $56 to put this tee together. It cost me, it was about 30 something to put this tee together. And the reality of it is, I had totally forgot that I had ordered a whole bunch of these $2 ones from Amazon. Now these are brass and these are designed to do exactly what I did with them. But oh well, throw it in the hoard. So that's the Thanksgiving. That's the Thanksgiving 2023 update on the glass shop. I'm not going to open George's kiln because it's not my kiln. He did show me a couple cool new techniques already. First day. One of those is how to get some more color into my fumed pieces. Apparently, I've been doing it not wrong, but not doing it as well as it could be done. So I got that going on. So I just made a couple balls. I just made a couple Christmas balls yesterday because I have a show coming up. I have a show coming up on Saturday, and last Saturday I sold a bunch of these, and I can sell these for $25 a piece, and they don't take a whole lot longer to make than the other balls that I sell, the exception being the material cost is higher on these. thanks for watching. I know it wasn't nearly as exciting as it could be, other than me smoking next to a leaking oxygen tank. But the truth of the matter is, it's perfectly safe. There's the only danger with liquid oxygen, or the only danger with oxygen, would be if that thing was in the building here, venting. It's outdoors venting. And then even then, the only danger would be if there was some form of fire in here. Not even an ignition source. It would have to be a fire already started. And then it would be a little sketchy. So when that tank, the head pressure goes down on that tank, we're going to give that valve a little tap, and then hopefully it'll stop venting nonstop. The other thing is that tank may actually have a bad economizer or a bad valve that controls the vaporization. 6 one, half dozen the other. The answer is to use it. That's why I don't run liquid here to begin with, is that it vents constantly if you're not using it at a level that George uses it. George says that he goes through 10 of these tanks a week, and there's no way in hell I was moving 10 of those tanks a week. So the cost savings, the initial cost is high. We were over $1,500 to get that tank here, but it's only it's $270 to fill that tank, and it's equivalent to, I think, 30 compressed oxygen cylinders. So there we go. Now, thanks for watching, and we'll keep you updated on some of the other cool stuff that I hope to be making within the next month or two. Hello to my faithful viewers. This part of the video is a bit of a disclaimer. Now, I originally shot the video that you're about to watch in November of 2021. Oh, come on, you little rat. Now you don't want to be part of the video. Sit!